For this matchup right here?
Yeah, he can put the Esmeralda onto Kirk, but he doesn't have enough CC. That's one thing that MINANA EVOS lacking right now.
And that's also still a lot of pressure into the Barretts.
Yeah, big reliable CC. No Arlo, no Mino.
Nathan. I'm still leaning towards a jungle.
Oh, no.
Well, who knows? Maybe it might work out here.
They swerved it back into the gold lane, and then they put the Martis onto Andoryu.
Crowd control, you mentioned. I think MINANA EVOS picks it up here. CC is still available. It's not the CC that they need, but it's the CC that might be okay for them.
Wait, so what do they put in the roam?
Oh, right. Excuse me.
They
That's
just
an
need a
infinite
roam.
Barretts, yes.
What is it?
Whole lot of choices here.
Cho, Franco were the ones that we mentioned.
So all the remaining CC out there is reliable single target.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, no.
There was one we mentioned earlier that has AoE.
Who said there are no shortcuts in life?
Oh, Chip.
Oh,
Literally
Chip?
invented one.
Okay, so I guess they don't really want to go for as much CC. They just want to burst people down.
Yep.
They just want to bring the team, is what they're going for. Because, again, if they do collapse down using that shortcut, I mean, at least they have the Nether Realm available to them. And, but I think positioning, obviously, they'll have to be careful with that. Again, Nolan as well, positioning crucial on this, like he did in the previous game. So we'll see how that goes for it.
Yeah, one thing I like about the Chip is considering that the lineup of Omega looks quite divey, if they mistime it and Perkziva really holds on to the crash course that allows him to get that ranged basic attack stun,
Yep.
the AoE, that might actually be very punishable against Omega's lineup.
Yeah, looking at both of their lineups now, it's both somewhat reliably dive, but they both have solid re-engage. Again, with Sumpak, he can play with his range. With Haze, he can time when he goes for the Shadow Stampede. But that aside, oddly enough, even with the Martis in the jungle, I actually like what Omega brought in.
Well, let's find out here. It's come down to this, the final game for these two teams in the regular season. And it's game number 3, MINANA EVOS or Smart Omega. Coil, once again, on this Nolan pick. We'll see how he rotates against this Martis. We talked about the Martis pick earlier on. We'll take a look at the emblems here in just a second as well. How they fall into place. Anything standing out here?
Yep, check in, save for the marksman talent on Sumpak. I think everyone just has the standard. It's 3 quantum charges on Smart Omega. And so far, we haven't really seen these combination of heroes the way they're put in now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And that's why I love that we are in that phase of the meta where it's like, okay, you have so much room for variety right now. I feel like more than we have in a long time. Yes, there's still the often picks for the jungle, but even then there's a lot of kind of flavor that can pop up. And Coil, you can see it.
That's Grand Theft Orange.
Yeah, he's going for this invade on the jungle side. He might get spotted out, though. He does have some backup there from Kirk. So right now, he's finding a little more momentum on this side.
Yeah, both junglers had to steal each other's orange. Just
So they
to
went
balance things out.
They got vertical jungling.
Yeah, vertical jungling.
Information went through, but ultimately, you know, with this chip, anytime we've seen a chip pop up, I feel like sometimes we're always waiting for that moment where, you know, you have that great shortcut play come in and they're able to turn things around. But I don't know what the win rate is of chip, but I know it's not anything amazing. But teams are still really trying to utilize this hero here. Now that this turtle is up, though, some level 4s online for both the teams. Chaknu does not have his just yet. They can go ahead and get it started here. Kirk working on that turtle first off. Has Coil here now.
Okay, Andoryu close enough to get that retribution. We're gonna get it. There goes the coming in from the chip, but here comes the turnaround by Omega, but MINANA EVOS with their Nether Realm surviving through it all. And look at the sustain provided by the Varamis. Allows Coil to take down Andoryu. A kill from the Nolan onto the Martis. Haze will not get the pull onto Chuck. Nether Realm, Varamis.
Man, that was a very long fight. Not expecting even Coil to survive that, but he did.
And it was such a long team fight that eventually even Smart Omega's members that were surviving thought twice of maybe I can re-engage. maybe
Yeah.
I can still fight again.
Yeah.
But at least this is a disciplined call. You already lost out on the fight, but you did get the objective. And looking at the way that Omega is fielded, the way that they're building it, Ukir needs a little more time. Even Andoryu needs a little more time. This is where we're going to see how they... Oh, wait. They're fine.
They're fine, they're fine.
How they're going to build this off-meta lineup. How they're going to build into a jungle Martis. Because already earlier on, Andoryu was actually behind on EXP. So by getting a turtle, at least he helps alleviate that pressure all the way across the board. And he's still down about 700 gold away from Coil.
Circling Eagle, Coil really low here.
Bang!
He's at risk of getting decimated on by Andoryu, and he's going to be going for an invade. Mistimed there by MINANA EVOS in terms of checking, but there goes a bite onto that Martis by that Barris, who's going to be able to get the purple buff stolen away by Andoryu with a retribution and a kill too onto Perkziva. Omega aren't playing games anymore. They're pissed off.
Yep, they MINANA EVOS had the right idea. They wanted to try to delay that or stall it out so Coil might have a chance to get back there, but Smart Omega
Wow.
able to pull through. Now it looks like this minor play of momentum that they built themselves, they might continue to put on pressure. Turtle's going to come up here shortly, and Andoru's already there in position. So this could very well be just a free turtle for Smart Omega here. As it looks like, okay, Chaknu will be enough. He gave him the information, and that's going to be the objective.
Yeah, more than just the information, he bought time. An extra 3 or 4 seconds for MINANA EVOS to actually comprehend what was going on. And this is good for Smart Omega. They're actually recovering from that first turtle, despite securing it, lost a member. Now they're up on kills, now they're up on objectives. They were 1,000 gold ahead prior, and I expect this to go slightly up. Look at this first item build onto Andoryu. The Sea Halberd will definitely help against Perkziva, will definitely help against Kirk, and just pure raw numbers on here that definitely needs it. Again, you can't build tank items, or at least all tank items, on fighters no more.
And for Omega, I like how they're playing around the Martis. We questioned the Martis pickup, but they're playing around it well. And also, fortunately for them, some rotational mistimings from MINANA EVOS have set it up so that Andoryu would actually get some good pickoffs or good opportunities for him for good kills. For Xiva and Simpak, surprising Jome and Chaknu, but just sending them back.
Okay, even using the entropy, they were looking for their own kind of initiation. Not going to find it. Kirk, though.
Kirk really low, forced to use. That is welcome to get away. Andoryu not going to be able to get the decimation onto Kirk as he goes around. But here comes the turnaround of MINANA EVOS. Shortcut utilized. Surprise, surprise. Here's MINANA. Are they going to be able to take down Andoryu? But no, he gets away. And he flies into the arms of Chaknu's Matilda.
Zigging and zagging. Again, as it is, Omega lost that engagement. Ryota died too soon, quicker than they could have expected to respond with. And again, the discipline call. Did you see how low those HP bars on MINANA EVOS were after they popped the Nether Realm?
Yep.
They definitely could have helped, especially with the Eternal Guard actually just swinging around. But instead, they just said, you know what? This is a losing fight. Let's play for the next turtle, and here we are now. They've slowly built back up from a 200 gold lead up to 400, 500, with a better position at this turtle now spawning.
We'll see if they can actually grab themselves this one. I feel like Coil's in a pretty good position now, where if the rest of the team is able to get here, he's actually going to stay bot, though. Maybe just go for Ryota.
Oh, Ty Bogard flickering. Not going to be able to get past the wall, but he gets away from harm. No, actually, I may have spoken too soon. They're going to be going after the who gets away. Chaknu with a save, and Omega gets the turtle with no contest.
Come with me if you want to live.
Basically, at that point. And this is why we wondered, you know, Matilda being open, especially for Chaknu, this is what's going to happen here, those escapes. So they get themselves that third turtle of the game. Now they make plays here on this side of the map of MINANA EVOS. So Coil doesn't really have a choice but to go and try to find something elsewhere.
And grant that purple right there. Not much Coil could have done. Didn't even go for the purple on Smart Omega. Didn't even spawn just yet. A minute and a half until the next Lord spawns. First Lord of this game. Interestingly enough, it's Ryota who's actually pushing the boundaries. He never even went home. After barely surviving, he's the one who's willing to stay. He knows that he's that important of a factor for Smart Omega, the eat.
Detonus welcome there onto Andoryu. Mortal Coil to get away, and he'll be safe. Chaknu again with another save. And to add to that thought that you mentioned about this Paquito, it's like after getting healed up by the Matilda, or those little shields and then a bit of regen maybe from hitting stuff, he'll just like, I'm safe. Sure, why not? I need to clear up this minion wave.
And there you go. He never went home.
Dude, he just stayed there.
Back up.
He does not have to at this point.
Oh, Perxiva sitting on a beacon.
All right. I checked in on Andoryu. There you go. He was on his way to a brute force breastplate. So he currently has a sea halberd, a brute force breastplate, and I'm assuming another damage item on the way.
Yeah, so with that, at this point, you just try to get these, hold on, spaces around the map. There it
Circling
goes.
Eagle onto some Paco.
Oh.
Burst of damage onto that Nathan, and he's going to get taken down there by that Roger. Chaklin with a big knock up there, but no, he's going to be able to get away. And that Netherrealm also saves the members of MINANA EVOS. Here comes that Martis. And they're going to be trying to run from Andoryu. Hayes brought really low, but Andoryu wants to fight. Surprisingly enough, he has a decimation if he wants to commit it, but it lands onto Perxiva.
Still got him.
They still got Hayes. Still a slight win for Omega? Question mark?
Yeah, again, a kill is a kill. You get the gold, you get the EXP, and there was no retaliation from MINANA EVOS. You do reset Hayes' stacks as well.
Yeah.
So come this next Lord, hell, even this purple buff, it's going to be difficult to respond.
Uh-oh, Ryota.
Oh, Coil secures his own purple buff, but Ryota gets punished. -1 for Omega, but Retribution was forced out there. Omega's gonna rush the Lord without a problem, and they get it. A great read by OMG, knowing that Cole was forced to use his Retri.
According to plan. I think
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to allude to, is the fact that Hayes would not be as welcome to pick the fight.
Oh, is he going to be able to get away? Netherrealm just in time. Perxiva going in there with the crash course and the stunts as well. But Andoryu already committing the decimate. He's not going to be able to get the kill. But here comes Big J as a Roger, but he gets shut down there by that Barris. That Roger, gold laner for Omega down.
Okay, well, they find a little bit of movement here. The Lord is still going up on the top side. Smart Omega, though, with a little lead that they have. MINANA EVOS, look at the damage.
My God, that burst from that Nolan. Oh, Kirk trying to get away. He does. Chaknu brought low. Andoryu Ukir still pushing this out, though. Just providing space for Ukir to be able to free hit and just damage down the members of MINANA, chipping away at their health. Bottom lane, Ryota pushing.
All right, MINANA EVOS make quick work of this Lord, but it's undeniable they are going to lose more across the map. Tier 2, down bottom taken. Mid lane inhibitor taken. Mid lane tier 1 taken as well. And so far, I think it's been, what, 2 or 3 respawns now that Coil hasn't gotten his purple.
Yeah, he's, he's having to fight for it, but I think that's similar to what we saw in the previous game where, he's going to have to do the work here. And, okay, he finally gets this one, so he grabs that one. But you already saw the damage. It's respectable from Smart Omega to deal with against the Nolan. Really, when it builds up to it, when the team fights break out, I think you'll see MINANA EVOS get in a better position to actually contest the next Lord. So they've got about a minute and a half to farm as much as they can and hopefully not get picked off.
Dear God, Big J just built a Blade and Spare, a sad sword on a Roger. So all the more, it's going to stack up. Whoa.
Okay, burst of damage there from Coil onto Andoryu. Able to get out of there, though. The pressure from Omega onto this orange buff. Dancing for the orange Coil, gets it without a problem. Chaknu circling Eagle. Bumps into Perxiva. Chaknu forced to flicker away. Already Entropy committed by Sumpak. But just both teams. Stalemate.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, for MINANA EVOS. Really, you have about less than a minute now to just get what you can and get prepped up for the fight. Even level-wise, they're down a little bit here across the board. Gold, too, as we look at it. How are they looking for the next Lord fight here, Leo?
Looking still like an Omega Lord. Something to note, the Oracle onto Andoryu. It's going to help when Chaknu starts pulling him out with the
Circling Eagle?
Circling Eagle
Guiding Wind.
and the Guiding Winds. He gets extra shields from that. As well, the lifesteal you get. Oh,
Ryota just gets jumped on. Surprise, surprise by the members of MINANA EVOS. -1 again, but MNNE, can they build an advantage out of this? Last time it happened, they weren't able to. Kirk misses the detonus welcome. It looks like he's going to get punished. Knocked up there onto the Barris, and the Barris is brought down really low, and he gets taken down on pullback by Hayes. The damage. Here goes the Netherrealm, but here comes Jome as well. This does not look good for MINANA EVOS as Jome is clawing and scratching. Make it 2. Will it be 3? Yes, it is. Hayes will be the maniac. Another maniac for this weekend of MPL action.
Call him the Big Janiac.
Big Janiac. Man, what a play, and he's still going. Lord's up here.
No way, will it be a Savage? Is he gonna try? Nah, he's not. He's gonna roll on out of there.
I mean, he tried, he stayed.
Yeah.
Tried to burst down Hayes, but wasn't gonna happen. All right, so more on that, because again, Smart Omega is just definitely going to try to manage the waves and then go for the Lord here after they all spawn back on. More on the items here. Again, the direction of Andoryu to go for the Oracle, again, helps with not just the shields from Chaknu, but as well his own Impure Rage. He heals a little bit more, given that Martis does not have mana, so he heals from that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, you know, even with that, Ryota's still going to park himself, put the pressure there. Even though that whole exchange happened, they don't want to commit. They don't want to overcommit to this Lord just yet. They can buy them time. They can buy themselves some time. They can deal with it. They have the utility here as well. And Doru against keeping Kirk in that front side, because you know that you're going to have a hard time for Coil to find an entry point. So Ryota doing what he has to do. Down on the side lane.
This is refreshing, gentlemen. If you remember Game 2, we were wondering why they kept picking fights. Now they're actually respecting MINANA EVOS!
Oh, and there's going to be a blitz there by Omega. Going to be able to secure that Lord. Chaknu uses the Winter Crunch and he survives.
Ryota?
The big Nether Realm coming out of Haze. And they save it. Omega trying to find the angle. Ryota not going to be able to get that knock-up completed onto multiple members of MINANA EVOS. Only catches the Barretts. MNNE can defend.
Just about a second after I said it, they pick a fight. I get it though. The reason why they did that was because it was clear that MINANA EVOS was hoping they can go for the steal. We've seen many a Nolan in Season 13, the likes of Sensui stealing from underneath their opponent's noses, lures that they could have sworn belonged to them. But this time around, Omega used that kind of bait, used that kind of approach to try and pick a fight, but MINANA EVOS were more the wiser. So now they're going to defend inside their base. Luckily, they have a Nolan. Luckily, they have a Faramis. They have a great high defense.
Well, he'll see if they can defend against this one. Lord gonna go in.
Damage there onto that Nolan. Omega slowly chipping away at the base of MINANA EVOS. The Lord still standing. Minion waves quite lacking though on the sides. Are they actually going to look for a full commit here? Chaknu gets knocked back. Missile expert. And a kill onto the roamer of Omega means MINANA EVOS can push out.
That's another punish right there. Omega does penetrate, and they are going to steal this purple. But again, as I was saying, they have a great high ground defense.
Yeah, we saw it right there too, and that's something, you know, when you try to get into the base here, you got to watch the ground. You got to watch those missiles, and that's what happened for Kirk right there. So with this, MINANA EVOS eventually just continues to buy themselves some more time, and that's where you really have to wonder. They don't want the same thing to repeat as previous before the Lord happened. With that, Perks.
Okay, from out of nowhere, Perks already committing that shortcut. Knock up there by the Eternal Garden. Haze gets punished. Ukir has turned it around for Omega. They're going to be going forward. MINANA EVOS trying to get away from this. They're trying to find an angle. That's going to be a bite onto that. Vexana flickers back, actually, and they get to secure the kill. Haze from behind. He utilizes the portal, I believe, of the chip to go to the back. And now Sumpak gets caught out. Decimation. No more damage for MINANA EVOS. This does not look good. OMG. Looked at it here, but MINANA EVOS are fighting back. The members of Omega are low, and MINANA EVOS can defend as Chaknu is stuck under the base turret.
It ain't over till it's over. MINANA EVOS live to see another Lord. They kick out Barangay Omega successfully. Again, inside their own base. Smart Omega just can't crack the base.
Man, looking like it was going to end there, and MINANA EVOS, I'm still a little surprised that, yeah, there was an initiation from Perks, dropping that shortcut. They wanted to fight that, and then things got kind of messy. But ultimately what it leads us to is basically a reset now for this next Lord to come up. Were both teams, and that time again, MINANA EVOS got some extra gold on their side. They were to lock some things in, and they're going to start up the Lord here.
They're going to be rushing it. No roamer here for Omega means they can. A detonus welcome onto who? That is Ukir down, but Andoryu can. Ryota will he? Andoryu will he? Can they somehow steal the Lord away from MINANA EVOS? And they do! Andoryu has done it for OMG, while in the mid, Sumpak was stuck in base as Jome was pushing down mid.
Big J using his kit in an unconventional way. Usually you don't see a single gold laner buying time the way he did. And then Smart Omega sending out, again, one of the few reasons why you would pick a Martis in this current metagame, to steal a Lord. 3k ahead now. Suddenly, they're inside the base again.
Entropy committed. Just to clear up that Lord. Omega They're just clearing
Good
up waves. They
defense.
don't have the exact minion waves there, but the shortcut ultimate coming out of that chip. Joe brought really low there. Andori already committing that decimate. The Deathless Welcome finds the mark there. The big Nether Realm coming out of Haze. Ryota coming in for the flank. Jom goes down. No more damage for Omega.
Hey, like you said, the high ground defense is good, and they do it again. MINANA EVOS, how many times can they replicate that? Yes, the damage dealt here is in Jom's favor, but you can see them inching closer and closer up to the top here. MINANA EVOS now at this point have whittled down that gold lead that Smart Omega held on to for so long. And as we get closer to that 20-minute mark, this is where things get a little iffy for Smart Omega, not to let things slip further out of their hands here. So what can they do? How can the adjustments be made? It looks like they're going for perks. Uh-oh.
Oh, big action coming up from MINANA EVOS, and Omega committing with a guiding wind to get away from it. Oh, the Detonus Welcome there actually from Kirk misses onto Andoryu. Cobra out really low.
Joe
Ryota
making his
in
way.
a difficult spot. That's going to be Paquito down. And Andoryu and Jack New gets knocked back by the Missile Expert, but he gets to flicker away. Jom trying to find an angle, but he decides to get on out of there. Way too risky for Omega to continue fighting this out.
They're happy with the pickoff on Ryota. And again, with the mobility spells and the dashes. Oh, wait, we're not done. We're not done.
Good thing he sidestepped that Missile Expert. Could have been bad.
Oh, there's a lot of side steps that went down. I'm pretty sure there's some frustration settling in Kirk, wherein he missed the Detonus Welcome, he missed the missile, and even Hayes trying to go for the Shadow Stampede, pulling them in. All of these, both these teams, Smart Omega, MINANA EVOS, wait, it's another fight.
Perk Ziva from the back with the overtime crash course, everything in between, even using the damage that you can get from the shortcut. But they don't get anyone, and Omega might turn, but they can't find the angle. But that's Hayes down! Mid laner down for MINANA EVOS, but he'll be able to come back quick. Andoryu, though, taken down, means it's still advantage for MINANA EVOS.
Man, look at this. MINANA EVOS now turning the tide slightly in their favor, but their team fights, it's looking really good for them. Yes, Andoryu will be back up by the time if they can stall out this Lord. Lord's coming up in 5 seconds. So how do they want to play this Smart Omega as they approach it?
Smart Omega would rather wait for Andoryu. There's no possible way that this Lord looks good for them. MINANA EVOS, what they can do is burst it down. Again, they have 10 seconds to do just that. Kirk and Hayes can do a solid way of punishing any stragglers in. Already, EG.
They're all really low, the members of Omega, but it's still going to be the Lord, of course, going to the side of MINANA as they have their retry. Now Omega, it's their turn to defend and hold.
Yep, no chance in hell Omega could have stolen that unless something went very, very wrong. Looking at their lineup, it's just a burst from Ryota or maybe a well-timed EG that could have definitely stolen that. But MINANA EVOS, they played it very fundamentally, closed up all of the gaps, and now they have a Lord marching up top, and they have a lot of work to do in mid and in bottom. The only thing that's going well for Smart Omega is the fact that they have the minion wave advantage, and they still have their inhibitors. Mid lane has all been cracked for MINANA EVOS, so that's something that they have to protect very much. So now they're looking for another pickoff, not looking for Ryota.
Yeah, I think now you have to see how's the defense, the high ground defense from Smart Omega with this lineup. This Lord is going to hurt. It's going to charge in. So, they might have that advantage right now with the base turret, but they're definitely going to lose one here as MINANA EVOS gets prepped up and ready. You can see as well, Perksiva just kind of waiting, deciding on which entry to point to take on these teleporters. So with that, we'll see how they defend here. Mid lane, though, going to be the focus for now. And there he is.
Perksiva, shortcut committed, but no member of MINANA EVOS will need to use that portal. Ryota has already showed himself in the map. He needs to get away. Entropy forward there by Sumpak. This Paquito. Terry Bogart needs to run. Already committing the flicker. Fancy footwork. He might get the shield. Will he try to hold on? He will not. That's Paquito down. And MINANA EVOS advantage yet again.
Okay. Ryota, the call I would assume is to buy time. And he did buy time. If MINANA EVOS actually let him go and did not bother killing the Paquito, they could have taken another inhibitor. Bottom here and then maybe halfway through mid. So that was, in my books, at least worth it. Because if you're going to compare Omega and MINANA's high ground defense to try and save themselves from these crashing waves and their opponents, MINANA EVOS wins. Omega's lineup isn't very good at clearing waves.
Okay, Eternal Guard already knock up there onto Kirk. Jom already using the Purify to get away. Nether Realm already committed. Entropy as well. Andorio taking a lot of damage.
Whoa!
Catu as well. Omega, they're fighting back. MINANA EVOS quite low. They need to get on out of here as Ryota will be back. But since Ryota got taken down, 40 seconds of action was utilized by MINANA EVOS to shave Omega's base bald.
Indeed. And with that, MINANA EVOS resets, get prepped up. They're in full capacity now.
Yep.
And a heavy swing in their favor. They're ready for this Lord in 15 seconds.
We're in juggling territory. Already barefoot gold laners, the Roger and the Nathan, do not have any boots. You're seeing even the roamers are starting to buy and sell items where it matters. And check out who has the immortalities. Those are the heroes that have 3 health bars when you're playing for MINANA EVOS. And that's why Kirk is here. Kirk is one of their main frontliners. I'm waiting for Perxiva. Perxiva could definitely be a game changer because we've seen his shortcuts, we've seen his ults, but they had very little impact so far. So now now that we're playing cross map, now that we're going for the Lord Dance, here we see him become a game changer once more.
I expect this one to be a very slow and steady Lord Dance for this one. Nearly 24 minutes into the game. It's going to be started up, but again, you have to control and keep an eye out for Perks. The entry point, he stay on the top side of the map, so Ryota's going to have to deal with it.
He's trying to pull a Rafflesia, man. I think that's what he's setting up here.
Yeah, he might be able to. Perxiva, he's not going to go forward.
Never mind.
And Omega got the info. So, Perxiva from the back commits the Y-Walk beacon right behind the position of Omega. And now Omega is scrambling to get an even better position. The entry there by the Varus. Detona's welcome onto Chaknu. Winter Truncheon by him to survive. He has an immortality. Nether Realm already popped. They're both going to be fighting, but Ryota isn't here yet. 5 versus 4 in the Lord. Ryota had to manage minion waves. 40 seconds, minion spawn, so Ryota doesn't need to go back to manage just yet.
Oh, they're going to still hold the Lord together. It will go through a reset.
Oh, Job a little bit too close for comfort as Chaknu flew in.
Okay, they find it. Once again, Coil's going to start it up this time. A lot of ultimates were used for that. And now MINANA EVOS might have a clear signal for this one.
The Mamba short flicker!
Already committed the flicker just to get away from harm. Immortality already popped. Shields already trying to hold on. Who's going to get this last, potentially, Lord of the game? Jump scratching away, and it's Sumbak with the Lord. Andorio brought low, but that's going to be the Faramis gun. Sumbak brought low, but look at the base.
Coil.
Omega's base. Coil decides to not push forward as Omega can go back.
All right, a minute off of Chaknu, a minute and change off of Sumbak. If you're looking at damage output, pure damage output, Omega won that trade. Mind you, they still have a Lord to deal with. Sumbak scored it on the way out. It's marching down mid without Chaknu, but without Sumbak, it's anyone's guess. Something tells me Omega have to play this very, very specifically to survive this evolved Lord 25 minutes in.
A very beefy march into the base here they have to deal with. Perk's going to use that conceal once again. Omega still needs to buy a little more time. 18 seconds for Chaknu. Can they make quick work of the Lord?
They find Ryota in the shrub, trying to find a big gank angle. Kirk brought down to 50% health. The damage from the Eternal Guard, the damage from that Vexana way too high. The wave clear of Omega made that defense look easy.
Again, key to that defense was the fact that Sumbak was not around. Smart Omega's defense, the way that they clear waves, it's very committal. They have to be in mid to short range compared to MINANA EVOS, who can hit it from afar, who can hit it via drive-by. And the fact that it was timed well, Sumbak was dead, Omega were defending for their lives. There's a reason why we're seeing another minute and a half.
That one, even again, if you kind of break down we saw from the last Lord Dance. Yeah, and the music was going because, and that's the thing, man, Perks was trying to make a play, like you guys mentioned. He even used that conceal, but there was just a back and forth, and unfortunately for Chaknu, the flicker was a little bit of a blunder there for him, and it caused them a forced fight, and they could have probably dragged that fight out, or that dance a little bit longer, but because of that, they had to fight, and now they find themselves in this position once again, dealing and just kind of waiting up for the next Lord. But we always have to talk about the advantage that MINANA EVOS will have, considering they've only lost that one turret in that mid lane. So now for Smart Omega, it's like, all right, Ryota, most likely you have to manage what's happening in the base. We cannot let any of these waves really push in, and that is management in itself here.
Yep, and the more time that we were waiting for...
Oh.
Oh, wait, what?
Well, everyone from MINANA EVOS went in, but they can go back through that again. Oh no, they decided to cancel it because they saw that the Barretts were spotted up by the members of Omega. Winter Truncheon by Chaknu, knocked up there, coming in from the Eternal Guard, but that's going to be Chaknu down. NetherRealm committed there by MINANA EVOS, and this fight looks good for them to take. Stunned onto Jome, but Jome can get away. Andoryu might not, but he does. MINANA EVOS will be able to get this lower without a problem.
Chaknu a minute out. As I was just going to say, the more that this gets delayed, the more time for Hayes to get stacks back up and afford a 4-second death timer. That's what's been making it so difficult for Omega to clap back. The fact that even if they thought the numbers were for them, Hayes just pops back out.
And now with the numbers disadvantage here, MINANA EVOS looking clearly to take this unless something amazing can happen, some miracle from Andoryu.
Here we go.
A miracle can be found. Andoryu Retribution is the only tool that he has here to somehow take this away from the clutches of MINANA EVOS. But no, the Nolan says, it's mine. Coil says, it's ours. And that's going to be that as welcome onto Akir. That's the mid laner of Omega down. No more Vixana, but the mid. Watch out for the Roger. But the minion waves are out, and MINANA EVOS can get on out of there. Ryota finds Hayes. He's going to try and chase this Faramis down. Ryota will try to fight, and he will get away unless the damage flicker pops the immortality. Ghostbusters and the damage of the Stampede. Hayes with a play.
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
All right, 3-man defense here.
Chaknu is back. Circling Eagle finds Sumpak. Wind and Nature committed onto him. Jome going forward. Jome tracks it. He was able to use the Lycan Pounce in time, and that's the Nathan going down. Ryota and Ukir are down still for Omega. Jome trying to get away. Saved by Chaknu. MINANA EVOS. Still, they have eyes set on ending it here. They don't have their marksman, but neither does Omega. And MINANA EVOS in 3 gets the dub.
What?
Look at Perks.
A series here, and what an appearance, a debut for Coil and the rest of the gang from MINANA EVOS.
That was almost 30.
Yeah.
Both teams were